from spooky, unidentified creatures that lurk in the depths of the river.
There's never been really any reports of anything that big.
I believe it's something that I will call an Ogo Pogo wave.
To shocking sightings that leave us all surprised.
And we saw something in the water. Is this something dangerous that needs to be marked so somebody doesn't run into it?
You never know what Mother Nature hides. Join us to see some bizarre things that will keep you awake at night. These odd things look like statues that were placed inside the river for some sort of exhibition or children's animal party, but it was nothing like that. Actually, they were just sperm whales dozing off peacefully, while their enormous bodies hung straight out like water giants. It was a sight to behold for everybody, and for some it was a new thing to know that these creatures take their nap vertically. But the question is, why do they sleep like that? Well, this position gives them easy access to oxygen, and it's far more comfortable for them to take a nap this way. Sounds amazing, right? Vantastic monster. This sighting took place in Turkey's Lake Van, where a person captured an eerie scene straight out of a horror movie. He said that he spotted the Lake Van monster, and it's definitely not the first time that someone has said that. Many others have also reported seeing it at the same place. The large beastly creature was sailing across the water, with its head peeking out. Nobody could tell what it was, even if it's making these creepy bubbles as it breathed. Doesn't it look like an old ancient creature? Or even something sinister, out of this world? Anyone would definitely be freaked out if he saw such a thing right in front of him. An icy beast. In the Kreno River in Fairbanks, Alaska, an unusual ice monster was spotted in 2016. It was an enormous long-shaped creature, looking like it had formed out of ice, and Mother Nature breathed the soul into it. It was hard to say what it really was, but the public had different opinions about it. A few commented that it was an ice sea monster, and to others, it looked like a frozen alligator or Loch Ness. The Department of Fish and Game came up with an explanation that it was most likely ice stuck on a rope. But it's understandable if you don't agree with that. I mean, we all can clearly see that it's something that looks far more supernatural. Sydney's Hidden Harbor. When you see something like this, so creepy and monstrous, you start to understand why so many people have thalassophobia. Found near the Roseville Bridge in Sydney, Australia, this unrecognizable creature, most likely a Loch Ness monster, looks like the worst possible thing that fell on this land from devil's hell. Look at it hiding itself slowly underwater, almost appearing to be invisible, and then popping its head right up to snoop on you. With a creature like that in water, no one would want to go near the river. Frightening river giant. If something like this exists on our planet, many of us would like to be carried away by an alien aircraft. Not only does this frightening giant-sized kappa leave us out of breath, but we're pretty sure that it'll also keep us trembling and horrified for days and days. Just look at those hands, like they're all ready to grab you by the throat and pull you under the water. Every once in a while, a creature like this appears ahead of us, for which there are no explanations, and no one knows if it's real or not. But whatever this is, it's definitely creeping us out. The Ogo Pogo. In recent years, a massively large Ogo Pogo sea monster surfaced above the water in Summerland, British Columbia's Sunoka Beach, terrifying us all in the worst possible way. It was so mysteriously long that people started to suggest that it might just be the water waves and no real creature. In that case, we'd best hope it's true. But whether it is an Ogo Pogo or it's just a reflection, just keep praying that it stays where it is. Because honestly, none of us wants to see such a thing taking a bath in our swimming pools. cloudiest creature. Brace yourself for another jaw-dropping surprise. Something's lurking beneath the water's surface for you. When seen from a distance, it looked like a big dark shadow or reflection of some strange, hideous thing. But at the same time, it also looked like an illusion caused by light's reflection, and even a black smoke randomly forming on the top layer of water. But if it was smoke or a shadow or a reflection, then why did it move as if it were a living, breathing creature? In the crazy times we're in, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to say it's something supernatural. Perhaps it's some sort of warning. South Surprise. A large, gigantic head, a slimy body spanning 4 feet, and long, thin arms. This strange creature was found by a fisherman in Krabi, southern Thailand. If we look at it closely, it seems to be very different from other types of fish we have ever seen in life. What can this be? Nobody knows for sure, but some people say that maybe it's just a fake made-up video, while others claim that it's real and something very spooky and ghostly. But whatever it is, definitely makes us all wonder about the mysteriousness of nature's creations. Four-winged. It's not only birds and jets that fly, but the fish do too. This rare and mysterious sight shows us a special kind of four-winged flying fish, both swimming inside the water and gliding above it, creating a spectacular view for the viewers to see. Now though, we do know that not all fish can take flight, and only a certain kind of species does. Still, let's imagine what the world would look like if all the fish decided to fly above our heads like this. We would have to stick our forks up to get sushi. Sounds scary and funny at the same time. A Fishy Man.
What? That is not a Stingray! Oh my god.
A group of men recorded a unique and bizarre creature resting over a huge rock in Israel. As soon as they zoomed in, what at first glance appeared to be a seal turned out to be either a man-like fish or a mermaid. Feeling not so happy being stared at by them, it quickly dove into the water, vanishing somewhere in the river's depths to escape human eyes. Could it be real? Although there is no solid proof that mermaids actually exist in reality, people all over the world have reported such strange creatures. Thankfully, some of us have been lucky enough so far that we haven't come across one yet.
Oh my god! What is that?
Headless Fish. This mysterious fish, swimming all fine and nice, but without a head, went against all our senses and logic. Everybody got curious, and many questions began to cross their minds, like, how is it possible to be alive like this? Where's the fish's head? And is it something paranormal? One even asked, how does it eat? To think about it, that really is a good question, without a doubt, but we really have no answer for it. Anyways, it looks like the fish forgot its head at home. Hangry Gator. This is a reminder for all of you who roam carelessly around the river, forgetting that there are giant creatures hidden in the water that get hungry too. It was captured by a flying drone and proves the fact that when an aggressive alligator, especially of that size, wants food, it hunts down everything that gets in its way. So beware, be careful, and take a moment to thank God that creatures like such don't live on the streets like us, or else we'd not be leaving our houses no matter what. River Foil's Mystery. This animal, found struggling in the river's water, brought a mystery for the residents of Ireland to solve. Nobody had ever seen anything like that before. Its sleek, tapered shape was similar to a seal's, but the way it moved was entirely different. Unlike seals, which gracefully glide through the water, this creature seemed to struggle with its limbs, flailing in a very odd manner. Maybe one day we'll know what it is, but for now, it's just one very odd, unusual creature. and we're all wondering what is really going on around us. Crocodilian hunter. You'll be shaking with fear when you see this enormous crocodile with a huge head, minuscule legs, and webbed toes that was captured walking over the sand in a mysterious hunt for something. With a very creepy glide, the old buddy slipped into the water and vanished into the river's depths. What was it searching for? Was it a snack that it wanted to find? Or was it about something else? Something is hidden from us. The air got thick with mystery and no one knew anything about this suspicious crocodile. Fish in fish. We know that some animals, like snakes, can eat others of their own kind when an irresistible hunger kicks in, right? Well, the pieras are now in too. Caught in a river, a vicious and hungry piera devoured another piera with its razor-sharp teeth. It's kind of hard to see, but all thanks to this courageous man who bravely pulled out the struggling fish from Piera's mouth. He tried to save it from the wild grip, but sadly, it was too late. Now that's unfortunate and extremely unsettling. River life is just getting wilder and wilder. A fish trophy.
Look at this beast.
A group of some lucky fishermen went out to a river in Houston, Texas, just to enjoy a good day of fishing when their hook caught a giant monstrous fish, that too extremely special and rare. It was an alligator garfish. Now that's a golden catch, or call it catching a piece of history. You must be thinking, why? Here's why. These fish are endangered and not many of them are left on this planet. So being able to catch one of them is special without a doubt. A fish party. Fish, hundreds and thousands of them in one place, floating and swimming around, making a huge circle underwater. Looks like a fisherman's biggest dream. This mysterious swirling of the fish was seen in Long Island in New York, which isn't a stranger to such shenanigans. Uniquely enough, the fish also looked like a very large human thumbprint, and some said it was so confusing that it looked like a big net thrown all over the water. But it came to the surface that this is just an ordinary thing fish do for several reasons. Mostly to protect themselves from enemies, or to catch their prey, and even when they are bored or angry. So there's nothing fishy about this. Mirror fish. You might have seen somewhere that fish can fly, and maybe fish that can breathe on soil too. But have you ever seen a fish that shines like a mirror when taken out of the water? If not, then you're about to witness something new. This cutlass fish had a long, thin body and a very shiny metallic skin that glistened in the hands of the man who held it. Imagine holding something like this by yourself. Well, if you ever get a chance to do so, just be careful. What if its sharp-looking edges start to work as a knife? We never know. Outworldly fish. An odd critter, or call it one weird piece of flesh, appeared from inside the water on one strange day. It was so different that it looked like something out of this world, like an alien with very quirky features and large jaws that you definitely wouldn't like to touch. After a brief study, it was discovered to be an oyster toadfish. Although this fish has an unusual appearance, it is actually very commonly found in warm seas and rivers. But don't take that too lightly. It indeed is very dangerous, since it is one of the most venomous water creatures out there. Spinning ice mystery. In Westbrook, Maine, a massive moon-like ice disk mysteriously formed on the Presumscot River in 2013. Measuring an impressive 298 feet wide, it spun continuously in a circular motion. People could not stop talking about it, and some even believed that it could be some alien spacecraft. Well, it certainly looks like one, but isn't really a spacecraft. As scientists explain, it's just a super rare phenomenon that happens when the temperature of the water changes and creates a swirling effect underwater that makes the ice spin. To human eyes, it seems like a floating disc. So this is nothing out of this world, but just Mother Nature's way of showing off her crazy cool tricks. Bruno's river monster. A weird creature was spotted swimming slowly in a river in Brunei, frightening the locals, who were taken aback by something they could not identify. No one knew what it was. Perhaps it's a rare species that isn't usually seen, or a small weird-looking log, or maybe, just maybe, it is nature trying to surprise us with something we have never seen before. There are many speculations, but the real identity of this creature remains a mystery to date. The only thing we know for sure is that a beast so large in size, having such pointed sharp teeth and a body with tiny sleek scales, can make anyone lose their sleep for a few nights. The Finny Visitor. What if I told you that there are many strange creatures beneath the surface of the river, and you never know when one of them chooses to emerge? Here's a peculiar fish as an example for you. Its flat and broad fins make us think that it is a baby stingray, or a skatefish. But since it is not confirmed yet, it can be something else too. Like nature's hidden mystery creature that we accidentally stumbled upon, we never know. Whatever it is, let's be glad that it doesn't look scary or horrifying, but it is a feast for the eyes. Freaky fish face. Imagine spending a pleasant day with your friends and family in a lake, but an eerie, mysterious fish with an odd human face comes to visit you out of nowhere. Doesn't that feel like a scene from a scary nightmare? As imaginative as it sounds, it looks like that's what's happened with some tourists in southwestern China. In 2019, an onlooker shared this video that took over the internet and startled everyone. You're probably scared now, but here's some good news for you. The human-like features you see on its face are just caused by an optical illusion. Otherwise, it's just an ordinary carpfish and not spooky at all. Laguna's gentle giant.
See the mouse on it. Big mouse.
Not all the mysterious river encounters are scary and creepy, but some are unexpectedly refreshing and intriguing as well. If you don't believe me, here is the proof. Look at this huge white sunfish. The way it calmly and curiously approached the man looked like it wanted to be friends. Isn't it fascinating? With its glistening flattened body and mesmerizing glow under the blue crystal clear water, it has grabbed all our attention. And I bet many of us are secretly hoping to get a chance to swim alongside such a gentle giant of the river. Peruvian Hot Spot. If you are someone who loves dangling your legs into the water whenever you visit a river, you need to watch out. This mysterious river with boiling hot water is located in the central Peruvian Amazon, with its temperature ranging from 113 degrees Fahrenheit to nearly 212 degrees Fahrenheit. For local shamans, it's a very holy and spiritual place. They believe that the water in it has some healing power, and that it also is a gateway to heaven. But scientists and researchers are still on a quest to find a logical explanation for the water of this river being so hot without a reason. Let us know what you think about it. Glowing wonders. Forget about the bright illuminating city lights and turn to nature to witness some bright glow by the riverside. Nature has its own aesthetics, all thanks to these little guys. The sea creatures known as bioluminescent plankton that rest in the water and light up if something messes with them. Well, if their lighting up is an attempt to ward off predators and foreign objects, the bad news for our tiny friends is that we would keep touching them, and that too without any pause. After all, who doesn't like to play with glowing water? Holy crab! For all those who love to see horseshoe crabs, this must be a treat. And for those who are wondering what's so mysterious or unusual about them, here's a fact. You are looking at one of nature's oldest creatures that have been living in the ocean for more than 400 million years. Yes, you heard it right. Horseshoe crabs existed long before the dinosaurs even, and are known to have rare light blue blood. Isn't that interesting? It's just another example of how mighty our world is, and how much there is to explore. A friend in waves. How will you react if you ever first see a crazy huge humpback whale slowly coming close to your boat? You will probably think that your final time on this earth has come. But don't worry, whales are loved by all for their friendly nature, and chances are very rare that they would harm you. Unless you give them a reason to. Just like this humpback that swam around the boat just to play and have a little fun with the explorers. They too looked happy and excited to see all those splattery water blasts and flipper flaps by the god-joyful whale.
Not mine.
Breath of relief. A gigantic, mysterious beast, almost the size of a bear, with huge dark eyes like a black hole, found by a group near a cave. Now that's what basically no one is ready for. This creature is something everyone would look at and go like, what in the world is that? Well, if it scared you too, here's some news that will make you happy. Upon researching, we found out that this beastly thing was in reality just a human in costume dressed up for a performance. It's an art project, but it definitely scared quite a few people. The alien bird. A mysterious little creature was seen on Pawleys Island in South Carolina, and no matter how much the researchers investigated, they couldn't find out what this anomalous thing was. The more closely they looked at it, the more it confused them. Considering its odd flappers and small pointed beak, we think that it's some sort of an alien bird that can swim inside water. Or maybe a winged sea critter, but we can't say that with confidence either. While we are still searching for the answers, this strange little creature remains a fascinating mystery. 50 Shades of Saw.
Good deed. Hold on a second. Wait.
Ever heard of a fish with a saw? Well, here's a 10-foot small-toothed sawfish for you all the way from Florida. It looked like it came desperately towards the anglers for some help, as a pair of children's goggles were glued to its head. While one kind man carefully took them off, setting the sawfish free, the other one was smart enough to capture this strange but captivating footage for us. So remember, the next time when you are out fishing, you will have to be more careful. A fish's saw may cut through your net beneath the water.
Look at that thing.
Freaky fishtail. Who is giving nature this idea to create totally new and different kinds of creatures that shock humans? I mean, look at this creepy and peculiar animal that swam somewhere in the Singaporean river and was so freaky that no one could believe their eyes. It looked like a mutant fish of some sort, but had a very weird face and a long snake-like back tail. That's weird enough. I bet you can't find one normal thing about it. A muddy buddy. Somewhere in the center of a murky swamp, at a place so freakish that no resident would dare to go, something very disturbing happened. A very unearthly creature emerged from a shallow pool of mud and stood there motionless for a long time. The way it kept its head up facing the sky, it looked as if it was talking to some invisible ghosts. The experts said that it could be a lungfish, but people are not ready to accept it so easily, especially when it clearly looks like something far more evil. Rivers and toys. A porcelain doll's head was found hidden in the dark water, and honestly, what could be weirder than this? The people who found it were pretty creeped out by its lifeless eyes. Take a moment to look at that tangled hair, and such an unsettling grin. What a horror. The thing is, what could it be? And what was it doing right there in the water? It's possible that it was just a kid's toy that slipped from his hands and found its way to the river, but we never know. It could be something incredibly creepy. Dolphin Act.
Dolphin spotted in a local river. The dolphin has been in the river now for several days.
This playful bottlenose dolphin created quite a stir at Old Bridge, New Jersey's South River in 2015. Swimming and twirling joyfully in the water and making it splash and splatter, it amazed the residents, and they loved to witness this unexpected sight unfolding right ahead of them. Now, it's not very common for a dolphin to lose its way from the ocean and get stuck in such a populated area. And if one really does, people leave no chance of enjoying seeing it. Anyway, the best thing about this one was that even though it was lost, it looked healthy and perfectly fine. And it was a relief for everyone to know that it'll find the way back to its home eventually.
It keeps coming up. If you watch, you'll see him right in this area, or she, and it's really pretty.
Chillin' crinoid. Someone just said that everyone is a gangster till the crinoid starts crawling, and we absolutely agree with that. Look at how petrifying and appalling it looks while it's moving slowly and mysteriously. This small creature slowly scuttled aside after spotting a starfish that approached its base to eat it. Now, think what would happen if it appeared right out of the screen and started crawling on your skin. Got the chills, right? SciFi Squid. A remote-controlled camera at a drilling site caught something very bizarre in the dark abyss of the ocean. It appeared to be a scene from a science fiction film at first. Long, creepy, alien-like arms flowing strangely through the Black Sea. Later, it was discovered that these magna pinna squids are rare to find and distinguished by their peculiar elbowed appendages. Have you ever seen anything like that? If not, you should better hope that it stays that way, and you don't ever have to see one right in front of you. Deepwater giant. Scientists and researchers found a monster unlike anything they had ever seen in the deep, hideous ocean. It had a massive body and skulked in water, all ready to make an aggressive attempt to catch its prey. In the start, it looked like it could be something else, like a creature that no one knew about. But when they looked at it more attentively, they said that it was a big isopod. Now, there are high chances that this is true because isopods are known quite well for latching on to other giant sea creatures and having them for dinner. A massive squid. Off the west coast of Japan on January 19, 2023, a unique and magnificent moment occurred under the waters. A 2.5-meter huge squid was seen by divers gliding across the water, and its massive body moved smoothly in the deep blue. The sad thing is that biologists say these squids only come to the surface when they are sick and battling for their life, or else they reside somewhere deep within the oceans. Let's still wish that this is not the case with this one, and it has come ashore only to greet us all. Underwater Road Mystery. The Bimini Road is a mysterious underwater structure located beneath the glistening seas off the coast of North Bimini, Bahamas. It is 0.8 kilometers long, but it's not the most interesting thing about it. The most fascinating thing is that it looks like the letter J from above, like it's designed completely by humans. But again, how is it possible for humans to construct something like that deep in the water? So, keeping all the facts and possibilities in mind, most scholars say that it is made by nature alone, but some still refuse to accept that as it looks completely man-made. Bodyless Fish. This bodyless fish swam in the Maldives River and stirred our curiosity to no end. There's a head, there are those fins, and we see a little tail too. But where's the rest of it? It's getting stranger and stranger now. How did it even manage to stay alive? It sounds unbelievable, but according to experts, certain fish can't exist without their bodies for some time if their head and brain are still completely intact. So, even if the fish gets its body eaten by a predator, there are some chances that it will still survive. This settles almost all the questions, but I have one more. Where does its food go when there's no stomach? Mummy Stingray. Anglers found a huge 6 feet long stingray that weighed roughly 400 pounds and were delighted by what they caught. But little did they know that it wasn't any ordinary fish. It was a very special mummy-to-be stingray, who was about to give birth to 2 little babies inside their net. Now that's very rare and something that you see once in a lifetime. At first, they were just excited about the catch, but when they realized that the fish was in labor, they decided to help it out. After the mummy stingray gave birth to the tiny babies, the anglers set it free again.
Big mama! Yeah!
River's parking lot. Airports can be very dry and boring, but who on earth needs them when you've got a nice river to land your plane in? That's what one very daring pilot must have thought back in 2018 when he landed his plane right into the water instead of the runway that was just a few miles away. A drone flying overhead a hill in Belgium caught the wild sight, with the plane sitting half sunk in the middle of the mighty river like it was just another parking lot. Maybe it was an emergency landing. It looked like the plane ran out of fuel and the pilot had to stop there. Or maybe it was a short break to do some fishing. Who knows? Cuddley Gator.
Nibbles. His name's Nibbles?
Yeah, he bit one of the other captains.
Alligators are not always aggressive, angry, and dangerous. Sometimes they are just lovey-dovey as well. So don't be afraid to hang your leg in the river to give an alligator a massage next time when you visit a river. Just kidding. But look at this man who is so unafraid of the alligator as if it's his old school buddy. He is treating the creature like a cuddly pet that you keep at home, even chatting with it and telling all of us that not all the gators are out to hurt.
Open. Good boy.
Open discussion. Thousands of fish gathered together by the banks of the river, surprising everyone, like a bunch of uninvited guests who appear at your home out of the blue. People had no idea what to do with them as they were countless and scattered everywhere on the ground like confetti. While river keepers tried their best to handle the situation, some visitors came around with their hands and pockets full of snacks that they tossed into the water to feed the fish. It caused chaos, but there's no doubt that it also created an amazing sight for all to see. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.